Coming up on Friday nights, the Crestview Rebels will take their trip down to the river as they take on the East Liverpool Potters. Rebels looking to go 3-1 on the campaign, and we are joined by the head football coach of the Crestview Rebels, Paul Cusick. Paul, how are you today, sir?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing wonderful. So a stark contrast between the Rebels on grass and the Rebels on turf. Although, truth be told, you play week one in a quagmire with rain going all kinds of different directions. But you put this team on the turf. My Lord, Paul, you guys are just really, really fast on the turf. And we made mention the combined scores of Camel and LaBrae 101-7 on the brand new turf at Crestview. That's making quite a statement in your first two home games.
Well, we were pretty happy with the way we bounced back. That week one loss was very disappointing. We, of course, wasn't ideal, conditions, but we laid an egg and didn't play well. So we got our ship righted, and we really played well the last 2 weeks, and we do have good team speed.
No question. I look at this team and you've got so many different weapons. Powell at the running back. You've got receivers. When Anthony is on his game, the receivers get the space. Oof, man, you guys can put on a show.
Well, that's what we try to do: spread the ball around. We got a lot of guys that can make plays, and I just ask Anthony to be the point guard and distribute the ball and let those guys go make plays, and that's what they've been doing, and I think that's the big key is just spreading the ball around, get a lot of touches for different guys, and make the defense defend the entire offense.
59-0 over Camel. You knock off LaBrae 42-7. A bit of a different animal this week. You guys will go down to historic Patterson Field in East Liverpool, right next to the Ohio River. You'll be taking on an East Liverpool team off to a 2-1 start. Now, they tasted defeat for the first time this year, but they went up in class a little bit. They took on, according to the AP, the number one ranked team in Division 4, and East Liverpool actually played them really tough. So you guys have an interesting game on your hands against East Liverpool Friday night.
Yeah, we do. Historically, we scrimmage them every year, and that's always been a good scrimmage for both schools. So, both schools have a history with each other, and we expect it to be a very physical game. And their kids are tough, and they're going to get after it. So, it's going to be a battle.
When did you guys decide to take East Liverpool off of the exhibition season and put them on the regular season? Because it seems to me this is a great move, especially if you want to get mentally and physically prepared for a run in the D5 playoffs. Stepping up in weight class is probably a good way of going about it.
Well, I think that's one thing we've always done. We've always tried to schedule up in our non-league, and it just happened to work out that way this year, just with the way the schedule shook out, and they had an opening, we had an opening, and we just kind of made it work. So it was just something that fell into place.
Was East Liverpool originally on the schedule before COVID?
They were not. We were just going to scrimmage them.
Okay. All right. Because obviously, depending on how this goes, I mean, could you see where potentially you guys could sign a multi-year contract and play them every so often?
Well, I think that would be nice if we could do that. We would like to get some local teams on our schedule. We play North so much with our league, so it would be nice to kind of play some schools down here in Columbiana County. But we did sign Salem, and we do have United in the next few years, so that'll be nice for us.
Paul Cusick from the Crestview Rebels. He is the head coach over at Crestview. He joins me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. Coach, you've won the last two games after the setback in week number one. Has this team improved from week to week in a lot of different ways?
I think we have. I think we've gotten pretty good defensively. We're using our team speed across the board. And, I think more than anything, we're gaining confidence. And right now, I think we're very physical. I think that's the one thing when you watch us on film, our kids play very physical football. And That's the one thing we've always preached and kind of hung our hat on was we want to be a physical team, regardless of what happens. We want you to know that you played the Crestview Rebels.
You guys are not going to be playing Brookfield on your schedule. Every team has one team in the conference that you don't get an opportunity to play. Is there a contingency plan for Crestview just in case you guys get bounced from postseason early? Maybe an opportunity to play Brookfield?
Yeah, we do. We have them actually scheduled after the playoff week. But, hopefully we're both still playing, and that game has to keep getting bumped back. So we do have some games scheduled for the end of the year. And hopefully, we're making a run and we're playing in the playoffs, and we kind of have to bump those games. But regardless, we got the schedule together, and we're going to finish the season.
Coaches have until midnight to opt in or opt out of the postseason. Obviously, you guys are going to be opting in 2-1. There's no reason not to opt out of the postseason. But I'm going to be curious when we figure out how many teams have opted out. Is there a real opportunity for Region 17 to be altered significantly?
I would think so. I think we're all curious on how it's going to work. Nobody really has an idea of how things are going to shake out. So it's kind of going to be interesting to see what happens. And we definitely look forward to it. And I know everyone will be excited.
Talk a little bit about the mishmash for this year. I had Paul Julia on, the former coach of the Poland Bulldogs, and actually he preceded you, and then you followed him after a brief stint at Leetonia, and ironically enough, and now he's at Leetonia. He made mention that under the circumstances, the OHSAA has done a really good job with a 6-game regular season, a 7-game postseason. What are your first thoughts on how the OHSAA has been able to map out a COVID-aided season?
Well, I think it was a good thing. I think they really did a good job because early on, it's easy to bash them for what's going on. It's kind of like the NCAA. There's a lot of confusion at first, and then hopefully as things settle down, the people in charge are going to make great decisions. And I think they've done a good job of putting something together that, that is as safe as it can be in these times and also provides kids an opportunity to go out and compete. And I think that's the biggest thing. As the players get to go out in all the sports and compete, it's a little bit of towards normalcy for them, and that's important.
If you guys run the table, and that would be including a huge victory over a really good East Liverpool program. Jesus, I keep wanting to call the Potters the Bulldogs. Do you expect a high seed in the playoffs? Well, we're hoping.
I really don't know how it's all going to work out. If it's going to be like a straw poll, how they're going to do it. But I'm hoping that our reputation year in and year out. People will give us that respect, and I think we got a solid team that deserves to have a high seed. But wherever we got to go, whatever we got to do, we'll play whoever.
Coach Cusick, our guest, Paul Cusick, the head football coach of the Crestview Rebels. We made mention a number of times. I've been watching high school football for the better part of close to 50 years, and I don't think I have ever remembered or ever heard of a team that didn't lose anybody on their roster after a season. You had no seniors last year on your roster, so every single player that is playing for you this year played for you last year. So, you literally have everyone back this year.
That is true. That was a unique situation, and we knew we had something going on last year. We finished the year strong, and the guys had a great off season as much as we could. And, we came into this year with high expectations, and I think that the kids understand what it takes. And, they're doing a good job. They're really competing, and they've matured a lot over the years, and it's fun to see it happen.
When you look at an off season like that, it obviously it's open competition for everyone, but in the reality, how much was the competition really open?
Well, that ironically it was very open because now you had better kids competing against each other. or sometimes last year kids were playing out of default just simply because we didn't have anyone. We got some new guys to come out this year. There was a younger guys got bigger and stronger. So there was some good competition, and some of those younger guys have earned some playing time, and it's made those older guys better.
And the opportunity for this team to just continue to get better and better. Lord knows you've got an ample supply of senior leadership on this club, Coach.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Our seniors have really grown up. I mean, I can remember at the beginning of last year we were kind of lost and floating around, and as they matured, the team matured, and they've done a good job carrying that over to this year.
Hey, Coach, best of luck to you on Friday night. I know that's going to be a raucous place. As raucous as 15% of capacity can be, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's a historic place, and you guys will have an awful lot of fun. It's not like you haven't seen this team before. Like you said, you scrimmage them every single year, and good luck, and hopefully you guys come back home 3-1 on the campaign.
All right, that's what we're hoping for. Thanks, Ryan.
All right, you got it. The head coach of the Crestview Rebels, Paul Cusick, joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline.